Okay, now we are live. Hello and good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's Investors Kopitime. We have a special session today about CFDs or contracts for difference. And today, to explain to us what CFDs are all about, we have Derek Tay, who's actually from CGS-CIMB Futures. And he's going to basically let us know what CFDs are all about. All right. CFDs are not new. Okay, contract for differences. There have been people who have been trading this platform for many years already, but because it was just not being promoted or being licensed to actually promote these products in Malaysia yet until recently, right? So now CIMB or CGS-CIMB Futures is one of the front runners in bringing CFDs to the Malaysian market. All right. Welcome and good evening, everybody, once again. And thank you for joining us tonight. And tonight we have something special for you guys. Despite, other than just knowing about CFD and CFD trading, we are basically going to also share with you a campaign that's going to be held for the next 2-3 months where you can participate as well. All right. To know more about CFDs. So, Derek, I'll let Derek present first. He will basically share with us what CFD product is all about. And remember, guys, whatever that is being shared here today is for informational and educational purposes only. Yeah? It's not intended as any investment advice. So let me just put the screen up first. Okay, so if you want to look for a investment advice, please do look for a professional and licensed investment advisor. All right. And while Derek is presenting, if you need any clarification, you can type in the comments. All right, so that I can actually relay this message to Derek, and he's able to answer you before he can proceed his presentation further. Or if you want, you can also wait for his presentation to be over. We give you a chance to also ask questions. All right. So please do share this live stream to your friends, because this is, basically a very good campaign that's going to involve you guys who be interested to actually participate in this CFD trading, which is new. All right. Okay. So that's going to be. Do you have the volume on, Derek?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, okay.
Everyone can hear me? Yeah, Benny,
I
you
can
can
hear
hear
you.
me?
Yeah, but I'm hearing some echo at the back just now, but now it's okay lah.
Okay.
All right. So Derek, maybe you can just introduce yourself a little bit and CGS-CIMB, and later you can also present what is what CFDs are all about lah.
Okay.
Right. So over to
Okay.
you, Derek.
Okay. Thanks, Benny. Okay. Good evening to everyone who watch our session on Facebook. Okay, it's my pleasure to be able to have this session with EquitiesTrackers, Mr. Benny. First of all, let me make a short introduction about myself. My name is Tay Lek Ho, and you can call me Derek as well. Currently, I'm with CGS-CIMB Futures Berhad, and I'm also a license holder by Security Commission Malaysia for dealing in derivative and securities. I really hope that you will learn something on today's session. Okay, so Benny, can I share the screen to the audience right now?
Yes, please do.
Yes.
Hello, guys.
Okay. Hi, please
Hi, Sri Kumar. Hi, Yuan Tong.
bear with me for a while. Yeah, I will share my screen with you.
Yeah, eToro. There's a question actually from KT Wong. eToro is not a platform which is recognized in Malaysia. They are basically outside of Malaysia.
Yes. Okay. Everyone can see my PowerPoint? Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
We can begin.
Okay. So first of all, contract for differences, or in short, CFD, is an over-the-counter contract, OTC, which means its transaction takes place outside of a centralized financial exchange system. My company, CGS-CIMB Futures Berhad, as a CFD providers, offers CFD in accordance to the guideline on CFD issued by the Securities Commission Malaysia. However, for now, SC only allowed CFD to be offered exclusively to sophisticated investor. Okay, I will share with you the screen for the criteria for sophisticated investor. Okay, you will. Okay, let me make it full screen, yeah. Okay. Okay. Here's the list. Because CFD only can be traded by sophisticated investors. So for more details, you may refer to our website, www.itradecimb.com.my, to learn more about the requirement of sophisticated investors. Before that, I can let you guys to have a look on this. We have the section for individuals and corporate as well. But for more details, please always refer to our official website, itradecimb.com.my. Okay, I will go back to, any question, Benny?
No, can go on.
Okay, thanks. Okay, share the screen again to my PowerPoint. Okay, before we start, please pay attention to our general and product disclaimer. This presentation is for education purpose only and is not intended to provide any advice or recommendation. CFD are speculative derivative products that are highly leveraged and carry significant risk. They may not be suitable for everyone. You should consider carefully and determine whether CFD are suitable for you before deciding whether to open at CFD accounts with CGS-CIMB Futures. In particular, if you consider yourself to be a conservative, risk-averse investor, then CFD might not be for you. Okay, these are the topics that will be covered in this presentation on this beautiful evening. I'll be talking about the product, CFDs, contract for difference, while Benny will sharing more regarding the training campaign on the second part of the session. Okay, let us begin. What is contract for difference? CFD is a contract made between a buyer and a seller to gain exposure in the allowable underlying instrument without having to take ownership of the underlying instrument, whereby differences in the settlement between the open and closing trade price are made through cash payment at the end of the trading day. So you may ask, what is so special about trading with CFD? I can invest in share or do trading in futures. Okay, let us go deeper into the product feature and benefit of CFD. First, the most important one is the flexibility to long or short. CFD allow you to enter both long and short position. You may potentially profit or loss from both rising and falling market depending on your trading strategies. This gives you greater flexibility during your trading in an uptrend or downtrend market. Second, CFD trading is leverage trading, which means you can gain exposure to a large position without having to commit the full cost at the outset. We will talk more about this later on. Everyone, please bear in mind that with leverage, the gain and losses are magnified and the risks are much greater. And the third point is no expiry date of contract like in futures trading. As long as your account has sufficient fund to meet the margin requirement, you can roll over your open position until you choose to close the position. The fourth advantage of trading with CFD is based on the direct market access DMA module, trades are sent directly to the securities or index market, giving you the transparent pricing and liquidity as that of the underlying markets. Okay, by participating in CFD, you can participate in corporate action as well, but with the assumption of voting right. CFD actually generally mirror corporate action of underlying securities, but does not entitle you to the voting right associated with owning the underlying securities. However, holders of CFD are still able to participate in corporate action, including dividends, stock split, and right issue. Okay, this part may be a bit confusing. Maybe I can give you an example on this. Since a trade in equity securities is not a trade in the underlying securities, you therefore do not receive cash or other dividend directly from the issuer of the underlying security. Mean the company, let's say you bought an Apple company, bought the Apple shares, so that means Apple will not give you the dividend. But you will, however, receive an amount equivalent to the amount of such dividend from CGS-CIMB Futures to reflect the actual dividend paid on the underlying securities. Your safety account will be credited or debited according with such amount. Dividend adjustment are applied if you have an open position in an underlying securities on the ex-dividend date. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, I think everybody's saying they can't see your face.
Is it better right now?
Yeah, because maybe the light is behind you. You know, that's why it's dark.
Yeah, I hope it will be better. Yeah, I think now it's better a bit.
Yeah, try to make your laptop screen as bright as possible. Then the light will reflect you.
Okay, let's see. Okay, please bear with me for a second. Yeah. I think now is a bit better.
Now maybe because my face is too bright, that's why then you look so dark.
Yeah, actually, I'm a bit dark as well. Okay, so sorry about that. Okay, so let's us get back to the screen. Okay. Okay, our company, CGS-CIMB Futures, actually we adopt the direct market access DMA approach in the offering of CFD to all our clients. What do you mean by DMA? Actually, DMA is the electronic facilities that allow CFD prices and liquidity to be identical to the underlying stock market. For example, when a client places a buy or sell share CFD order to CGS-CIMB Futures, a corresponding order will be directly sent to the exchange of the underlying shares. This means that all orders are executed in real time and client can be assured of true market prices. In comparison to the market maker model, market maker model may not always have the same market prices of the underlying instrument. Hence, there is a potential for additional spread and recruits. The market maker may or may not hedge client position with other counterparty or in the underlying market. This means that the CFD provider of a market maker model may directly benefit if the client lose on their trades. Okay, let us, this slide will show the comparison between the model of DMA and market making model in a more detailed and neat way. Okay, under the DMA model, the liquidity is identical to the exchange. DMA provide complete price transparency. Under the DMA model, order flow directly into the underlying market and DMA provides the real market liquidities. DMA enable client to participate in the market opening and closing phases which is often the most liquid and volatile period of the trading days. I don't think market making model can do that. Yeah. Under the DMA model, the trades are 100% hedged. CGS-CIMB Futures does not take any opposite trade against client. Clients are the price maker and price taker. CGS-CIMB does not have the potential to profit from client losses. And this is about the stop losses. I think everyone will, those who trading before will ask about this question. So I can assure you that client stop losses are triggered into the exchange liquidity, and there is no dealer intervention under the DMA models. Okay, basically, currently we are offering two types of CFDs, which is the listed securities CFDs and the index CFD. Okay, let me talk more in details about this. We provide DMA for all the clients to trade the listed securities CFDs. This means that all CFD prices and liquidity is the same as underlying security listed on the relevant exchange, no matter it's on Singapore, Hong Kong, US, or Australian stock exchange. Second, we also offer index CFD to our client. But the index CFD offered by CGS-CIMB Futures are not listed in any stock exchange. Their underlying cash indices on major global exchange. CGS-CIMB Futures receive prices from a panel of index liquidity providers and stream it to our client on the CFD platform. Client can view real-time bid or ask quote on their CFD platform at any time during the index trading hours. For an updated list of CFD product offered by us, you please visit our website. So maybe I can give you guys a look on this. So you can go to our website. Okay, let me share this again.
So we have the US markets, you have the Hong Kong markets, of course Singapore, but not the Malaysian market yet, right?
Yes, we are currently working on it. Once we have the good news, we will let everybody know. And for your information, SC do not allow commodity CFD yet. So we are also pending approval from a Security Commission of Malaysia. So
right now is right now it's indices and stocks lah.
Yes, basically. So let us, but we have quite a wide range of products. So maybe I can let you guys have a look. Okay. You can go to our website. We have Singapore, Hong Kong, US, and Australian stock. Shares CFDs, and for cash index CFDs, we have Australian 200, China H-share, China A50, Euro stock, France, Germany, Hang Seng, Japan, Singapore, UK, US one are the three major, Dow Jones, S&P, and Nasdaq. Okay, so you can always refer to our website. Actually, the website is quite informative. You have the trading hours, the product list, and everything. So you can always check on this.
Okay, all right. So it's itradecimb.com.my, right?
Yes,
and you can just go to products.
Okay, so you can go to product and services, contract for differences. So it will lead you to this website. So you will have everything regarding CFDs. Okay, so let us go back to our presentation point. Okay, we will talk about the settlement currency. Actually, all CFD are settled in their respective settlement currency. The profit, losses, charges arising from trades are held in your account in the respective currency. They are not automatically converted to your preference-based currency. I assume we Malaysian will use ringgit lah. Although the equivalent amount of which will be shown on the trading platform. So to check the balance of each currency that is in your account, you can refer to your statement. You can inform your register representative if you wish to perform any foreign currency conversion.
Okay, so all the settlement is in local currencies, all right? They don't need to have another separate foreign trading account.
No. This will be, let's say they are trading Singapore shares. Okay, I mean, the currency will be in the CFD that they trade. Let's say the client would like to trade 10 cents from Hong Kong Stock Exchange. The profit, losses, and the charges will be in Hong Kong dollar. They will not be automatically convert to ringgit. So if let's say you think the rate is good, I mean dollar against, ringgit against Hong Kong dollar, you may ask your respective futures broker rep to do the conversion for you. It will not be automatically converted. So everyone need to be clear on this. Let's say you trade Apple shares. The currency will be in USD. So it will not be automatically converted into ringgit. Let's say when you want to withdraw the amount at that time. Yeah. Okay. So next we will talk about the commission. So I think this is everyone. Okay. Everyone still can see my face.
Try to put lower until you don't see your light, your camera.
Put lower. Yeah. Let me try. Yeah,
lower some more. Because okay. Yeah, because the light at the back there, so the that's why your.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, I try my best. Put it lower.
Yeah. Okay. A bit better now. I just can see now lah. Just now you were really like Batman.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so we will continue back to the presentation.
Commission.
Okay, so we will talk about the fees and commission. Okay, let me make it bigger for you guys. Okay, commission is charged on each CFD trade and is calculated as a percentage of the full contract value of the underlying stock that is bought or sold. Minimum commission amount is charged if commission amount on trade is lower than the minimum commission set by the CGS-CIMB Futures. Actually, all commission charges are debited from your CFD account on trade days, and you can verify commission amount in your daily or monthly CFD statement. Okay, please bear in mind, everyone, all commission paid are subject to 6% sales and service tax. Okay. Commission amount, actually, we have a formula to calculate. It's actually trade quantities times the trade average price times the commission rate, certain percentage or basis point. So I will give you an example. In the first example, you can see, let's say you traded 1,000 unit of XYZ CFD at the average price of 10, let's say $10. The commission rate is 0.25%. So the equivalent minimum commission set by us is actually 15 USD. So the commission amount in this case will be $25. In the second example, let's say you traded 500 units of ABC CFD at the average price of $5. So the actually 500 units times $5 by 0.25 is equal to actually $6.25. And it is lower than the minimum commission of $15. So the minimum commission for this trade is $15 is applicable in this case. So you can refer to our website for the latest commission rate as well. Okay, I mean, these are the costs that will be incurred when you trade CFD. So everyone need to know more about this lah. So another cost that will incur when you trade CFD is the overnight financing. This is a financing fee that charged daily on any CFD position held overnight. It is computed based on the end of day mark to market value of your CFD portfolio and charged on full contract value. Overnight financing is charged at an effective rate in percentage and is debited or credited from your account on a daily basis. There is no financing fee if the position is closed within the same day. CGS-CIMB Futures base rate is the benchmark rate applicable for respective market. Let's say for the US market, we use the 1 month LIBOR. If for Singapore, we will use the 1 month SHIBOR or 1 month HIBOR for the Hong Kong market. CGS-CIMB Futures spread, this future spread is the second part. Is the financing spread applied by CGS-CIMB Futures. The effective rate of financing fee is the financing spread plus the base rate for long position or financing spread minus the base rate for a short position. Accrued days are the number of days financing is charged while the position remain open. For your information, let's say if you are trading a US product, the total number of days in the year taken into calculation is 360 days. If you trade anything other than USD, anything that is settled other than USD, it will be 365 days. So overnight financing is the position or open position quantities times the mark to market price times the effective rate times the accrued day divided by the total number of the day in the years. Okay, for the latest and updated financing rate, please always refer to our website, official website as well. So to make it more understandable, I will give two examples. I will use two examples, which is one is a long position and another one is a short position to illustrate all the above. Then you will have a picture. You will have a clearer picture on what I mentioned just now. Okay. Example 1 show the long financing on 1,000 XYZ CFD and mark to market price at $10 from day 1 to day 2. So the base, sorry. Okay, so sorry about that. So base rate is at 0.9%. Financing spread is at 4%. However, for a long position, the effective rate will be financing spread plus the base rate, which is 4.98%. So for 1 day, the long overnight financing will be $1.38. So you can see here, here are the max. So you can do on your own. Okay, so because we are rushed on time, so I will skip that. So okay, let's see. We will see on the short position as well on example 2. Show that a short financing on 1,000 unit of XYZ CFD and mark to market price, we use back the same $10 day 1 to day 2. So for a short position, it will be financing spread minus the base rate, which is different from the long position. So in the end, you will get a 0. In short, it's 83 cents. In the 83 cents overnight financing rate. Just in case, where the base rate is greater than the financing spread, short overnight position financing will be credited into a client account. But I believe with the current low or even negative interest rate environment, this is very unlikely lah. So everyone can have a look on this. So the second part.
So going short is cheaper lah. If you wanna hold it overnight, right?
Yes, in short is yes. Okay. So
Philip is asking. There's a participant that's asking. This is all in RM.
This is
US dollars.
This depends. This because currently we are offering CFDs on 4 markets, which is US, Hong Kong, Singapore, and Australia. Depends. Let's say you trade on Australia, it will be Australian dollar. Let's say you trade on Hong Kong shares, it will be on Hong Kong dollars. But everything will be the same. The calculation will be the same. Just the currency will be different. Let's say this one is 10 cents. That is a Hong Kong shares. It will be in Hong Kong dollar. Let's say you would like to trade 3M from Australian stock market. Then it will be in Australian dollars. Yeah, hope I answer your question, Mr. Philip.
All right, thanks.
Okay, so we will go to the next one. Okay, CFDs are a leverage product. So, which means you do not need to pay the full value of your exposure in order to trade. Instead, you will only need to put up a fraction of your total exposure to open your position. When you open a CFD position, you will need to pay a margin, which will be a percentage of the contract value. Okay, for those who are not so familiar with the terms margin, let me explain with this. Actually, margin represent a securities deposit that you are required to provide when you first open a position, no matter it is shares CFDs or it is a cash index CFDs. So you need to maintain the deposit throughout the terms of the CFD. This one is to avoid your account the position in deficit. If your account, let's say if your account does not have enough money, you will get a margin call from CGS-CIMB Futures. You must place the amount of margin immediately or within a specified period of time, which is less than 2 business days. So if any time your account position deteriorate and may be at further risk of negative equity, CGS-CIMB Futures may at discretion liquidate your open position to rectify the margin shortfall. Yes.
Sorry,
yes,
Derek.
Yes.
Do they have a maintenance margin like the futures account?
They do not have. You need to maintain the margin. There's only one margin in CFD. Actually, in futures, CGS-CIMB also use the initial margin. We do not adopt the maintenance margin.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So actually, leverage enable you to spread your capital further. It's important to keep in mind that your profit or loss will still be calculated on the full size of your position. That means both your profit and losses can be hugely magnified as compared to your outlay, and that losses can exceed your deposit. There is no maximum gain on your trading position if the market move in your favor. But let's say if the market move against you, you may lose more than the fund you deposited into the account. Okay, this example shows that the initial outlay required to have the same exposure of 1,000 unit XYZ shares is only 1,000 for CFD based on a 10% margin required, versus let's say you use traditional share trading, you need 10,000 for the full value of the shares trading. So how do CGS-CIMB Futures calculate the margin? Actually, this one we follow strictly the guidance of Chapter 3 of the Security Commission guideline on CFD. If let's say the single share CFD is at index shares, it will be 10% for the minimum margin. However, it will be 20% for non-index shares, while for cash index CFD is only 5% minimum margin. That means if you calculate this is about 20 times of leverage for index CFD. Actually, margin requirement vary for respective underlying asset, and CGS-CIMB Futures reserve the right to vary the margin requirement from time to time. For the latest margin rate, you can log into the trading platform and refer to the margin watch list, which is when you have the trading platform.
So usually it's 10%. That means you get 10 times leverage, right?
Yes.
But for non-index shares, it's normally 20%, 5 times.
Yes, 5 times. But for the cash index, it will be 20 times.
Okay. The index is 20 times. Okay.
Yeah, yes, because index is around 20 times up. Because the margin, the minimum margin required may be fluctuate. So this is just a brief idea, but it's roughly 20 times up.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think let me just further explain a little bit about margins, right? For example, if let's say you have $1,000 in your account and you buy a $10,000 value of a share, all right? So with $10,000, you're actually buying equivalent 10,000 US dollars. So that means your money is being boosted. It's like given on steroids, right? That's why we named this whole session tonight as boost your returns, because you are literally boosting your returns by getting that 10 times leverage at least. Of course, your trading index is about 20 times, right? So that means that if let's say you bought $10,000 and let's say if the market goes up 10%, right? You are making $1,000. Okay, which is equivalent to the money that you put in earlier, which is 100% return. So that means if the market goes up 10%, you actually make 100% return. But of course, yes, if the market goes down 10% against you or whatever position that you're looking at, because the good thing about CFD is you can go long and also short, right? Both positions. So it depends on which direction you go to. So if the market goes against your trade, basically 10%, that means you're going to wipe out the whole thing, right? So that's where the risk that Derek is mentioning. But yeah, I'm gonna let Derek go on. But of course, there are ways to actually manage your risk, lah. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Benny. Thank you. Okay, actually, the example is what Benny mentioned just now. So I will skip on this. Actually, Benny made a very good conclusion on the margin part. So then I will skip on this. So, but before I skip this, I will let you guys to have a look. Let's say you have a 10% margin required. Let's say we buy the shares on 10, then the shares went up to 11. So in the end, after the financing cost, commission, and everything, you will have a return on initial outlay of around 94%, which compared to the traditional stock trading, which you bought the shares in full, it's only 9.48%, which you can see as per mentioned by Benny, is a huge differences, like putting a steroid on your trading account. However, on the if you are unlucky, it's a loss making trade, the steroid will work against you, like I can say. So your return on initial outlay will be negative 100%. Then while for traditional stock trading is negative 10%. But however, the losses that you are incur or the profit that you make actually is the same. Actually, you can see from this, actually they are the same. 1,000, we assume the shares went up or goes down by $1, let's say. So the losses or the profit will be the same, 1,000. But this is the return on initial outlay. The percentage will be a huge difference. So everyone need to pay attention to this. So this is the effect of the leverage on, if let's say you have gains, it will be a substantial financial gain, as well as incurring substantial financial losses respectively. Okay. So I will talk about some corporate action. I think this one I already mentioned, so this one I can skip. Okay, for this part is our trading platform. We provide online CFD trading platform called IRES Viewpoint to all our clients. Actually, the market feed is delayed by default, but user can subscribe to real-time market data for a very small fees. So the platform actually allow users to view account balance and portfolio position details. You can create or manage your own watch list. You can, of course, this trading platform, you can do a buy sell CFD. You can input conditions orders and search or view historical order and previously executed trades. Okay, so what type of order types? Maybe a lot of you will be asking, what type of order types that I can use in the CFD trading platform? We can use market orders. Actually, market orders are buy or sell order to be executed immediately at current market prices. As long as there is a sufficient liquidity in the market, the order will be filled. And the second one, the normal limit orders, you will place to buy or sell at a specific price or better. But please bear in mind that because a limit order is not a market order, it may not be executed if the price set by the client cannot be met during the period of time in which the order is left open. So the next one is a stop loss market order. Can be placed against the open position to close up the position as a market order when the market price reach a predetermined stop loss level. So the next one will be a stop loss limit order. Okay, this stop loss limit order can be used to limit losses on a position if market price move in the opposite direction to the position. And stop orders are not guarantees orders and depends on market volatility and liquidities. So you might not get your orders, your stop loss order filled. It will be always depends on the market's volatility and liquidities. So the next one, I think the most people will like this, the take profit orders, is you can close up the position at a limit or market order when the market price reach predetermined levels. These orders can be used to capture profit if the market price move in favor. Okay, please note that during in the IRES trading platform, a condition order will automatically be could till cancel until it is triggered or cancelled. When it is triggered, it will be good for the day. Okay, so since we always talk about how do we managing the risk, so I will talk about the risk. So risk is I honestly I can say that risk is not an interesting topic, but it's important to ensure that you understand the risk associated with trading in CFD, which we will quickly highlight some of the risks below, like leverage risk that I mentioned below. You will have a leverage risk, the counterparty risk. Okay, I would like to talk about more about the counterparty risk. Actually, like I mentioned in the first slide, CFD is OTC over-the-counter products, which is not traded or clear on a central clearing house. So when you buy or sell a CFD, the risk is that the CFD provider fail to fulfill its obligation to you due to insolvency or default. So it is very important to choose a reputable counterparty, such as CGS-CIMB Futures, for your CFD tradings. So the next one will be the market risk. Market risk, I mean, everyone should know the market volatility and rapid changes in prices can cause the balance of your account to change quickly and adversely affect the value of the CFD. So liquidity risk is the one when you place the order, like I mentioned in the previous slide. In this slide. So, okay, there's a gapping risk as well. When you place the order, when you place, there's a risk of gapping occur. Mean in that price level, there will be no price traded. The market just directly jump up or go even lower without this specific level being traded. So thereby will reflect at the price of the relevant CFD. So you will have an execution risk. So actually, this execution risk is about the delay when you place order through phone. This mainly through phone. Okay, and the stock orders are not guaranteed, like I mentioned just now. So foreign exchange risk. When you trade in a CFD that is denominated in a foreign currency, such as USD, all margin, profit, losses, and financing credit and debits in relation to that CFD are calculated using CFD. Hence, your gains and losses will be further affected by the fluctuation in the USD ringgit exchange rate. So everyone need to be careful about the currency as well. So there will be an operation risk or regulatory risk if any changes in regulatory policy might have adverse impact on the underlying instrument and hence your CFD position. Okay, all these just some of the key risks and do not represent all the risks associated with trading in CFD. For more information, please refer to the terms and conditions for CFD, disclosure document, product highlight sheet, and risk statement, which are available on our website, which is, let me mention again, is iTradeCIMB.com.my. So, before, if you are considering to trade CFD, you should ask yourself, okay, is CFD trading appropriate for you? Is you are considered to trade CFD? Some of the questions you can ask yourself are, do you have previous investment trading experience in financial product, such as securities and derivatives? Do you understand the concept of leverage, margin, and volatility? And are you prepared to monitor and manage the risk of trading? The last part is, can you afford to lose all or more than the initial capital you put in? Okay. Okay. Actually, this presentation slide, if you let's say you would like to view again, so you can always refer to our website. This will be available on our website. So another part that I want to emphasize, which I do not cover in today's session, is the trading platform, which I found that we have quite a detailed education guides on the platform here. So you can go to here, and there's some guides and some videos for your reference. So you can go through this. So before I'll end my session, so this is our contact details. If you think that CFD trading is appropriate for you, you can call us at this number, or email us as futures broking.my@cgs-cimb.com for more information. Okay. Again, before you start trading CFD with CGS-CIMB Futures, please ensure that you have read and understood the terms and conditions for CFD, disclosure document, product highlight sheet, and risk statement, which are available at www.itradecimb.com.my. Okay. Thank you very much. If you have any question, please feel free to type on the chat box. I will try my best to answer your queries. So I will pass back to Benny.
Okay, thank you, Derek, for the presentation. I know it's quite difficult to go and explain the whole thing in about half an hour or 40 minutes, but I think you're doing quite well. But there are some questions from our audience, right? So some of them is asking, right, because I think a lot of people have heard about CFDs. But what's the difference, right, between the CFDs which are regulated, like like the one that is offered by CGS-CIMB, as compared to the one like eToro and other platforms?
Basically, okay, one sec, yeah. Okay, actually, we are regulated by Supreme Commission of Malaysia. And eToro is not licensed in Malaysia, for your information. So since CFD is an over-the-counter product, which means it's not traded on a regulated exchange, nor clear on a central clearing house, you do not have the protection normally associated with trading on a regulated exchange. So I can say that it is very important that you choose a recognized CFD provider in Malaysia as a counterparty.
Yeah, so you get all that protection under the Malaysia Capital Market Act if you are investing in or use the licensed CFD providers, right? Because if you go like eToro and all that, if something happens over there, or if the company closes down, then we're not sure whether you can get our money back also, right?
Yes, it's true. But in Malaysia, if you open an account with us, you are fully protected by the guideline which are outlined by Supreme Commission Malaysia. So I can say this is our biggest advantage.
Yeah. So as
transfer the money out of Malaysia, you need to think how should I transfer the money to eToro, and everything. So this is basically it's a safeguard of your money, I can say.
Okay, one of the I think issues that a lot of people is asking, because if it's a new product, right? One of the issues that normally investors bring up or traders bring up is always the issue of liquidity. So right now, is the market liquid enough? We have, like, for example, Sri Kumar is asking who guarantees the trades and settlement. I think the questions like margin and cost of trade you already mentioned. Maybe you just want to mention about who actually guarantees the trade. Are there market makers around there?
Oh, okay. Okay. Hi, Sri Kumar. Okay, let me answer your question. As we adopt the DMA direct market access model, they would not be any market maker spread like you see on other platform. Investor enter the CFD at the underlying stock exchange market price, and all orders are executed in real time, assuring investor that what they get are true market prices. Margin rate depends on actually the margin cost. What is the cost of trade? Actually, the margin cost it depends on what product that you trade. Let's say you like to trade the UK FTSE 100, or you would like to I would like to trade mini S&P, S&P in US. So the margin is for around 5% only.
So like because it's like different from the futures market or any other like even stocks, right? Where because for example, if I'm looking at the US market, right, and so the pricing mechanism, the buy and sell, the spread is basically based on the spread in price, the bid and ask, right, in the New York Stock Exchange as well. Same.
Yes, it's the same, identical, quite identical.
So basically, you can get any volume that you want.
Sorry, come again, Penny?
That means you can trade any volume that you want. For example, if I'm looking at a counter in the US, right, and if the sell queue is only like 500, let's say, but if I want to trade 1,000, will I be able to get that sell price?
You only get the 500 only, because everything is identical.
And so you have to really follow what's offered there.
Because when you enter the orders, a corresponding order will send to the exchange as well.
Okay. So this will, I mean, of course, like US market, Hong Kong market, there's no problem with the liquidity on a lot of counters, right? So there's no issue there.
Yes.
Okay, so that's one of the difference, because everybody's always asking, new product got liquidity or not, right?
Don't need to worry about it.
Yeah. Then what about indices? How do we treat indices? Like Melissa is asking. So the spread is basically is on the cash index, or is it based on the futures? Like for example, S&P.
Oh, okay. Let's I will answer this question using the S&P. Okay, using the S&P. Okay. Actually we use DMA. Actually, for first there will be no spread. So what is the minimum for one contract? What do you mean by minimum?
No, I think she's thinking that this is like futures. You say you have to trade one contract to contract futures.
Yeah. Actually, you can. The minimum, actually, the contract size depends on the lot size that you plan to trade. Actually, say for S&P, it will be. Let's say I would like to do one contract, then it will be one contract. Yes. And FTSE, yes, it's same, because they are cash indexes products. So the margin will be 5%. You will enjoy around 20 times leverage on this kind of product.
Oh, so you're saying that there's no spread?
Because we use DMA. So yeah, the order will be sent directly to a pen, because this one is cash index. So this one is not under the regulated or centralized financial exchange. So, but we receive a pricing from a panel of distributor. So this will not be issue. So no need to worry.
Oh, so it's based on the cash index price and not the futures, right?
Yes, cash index price.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Right, now next one. We have Julius asking, regarding the capital, do they have a base capital where all transactions are compiled at the end of each day? And upon closing a position, would there be an exchange in currency back to the base currency, or remain in a foreign currency for future trading?
Okay, I can for Mr. Yap question. Okay. Upon closing a position, let's say I buy a shares CFD, then I close it. It will be all the profit, losses, or any charges that arise from the trade will be in the original currency. What I mean by original currency is I trade US shares, so the currency will be in USD. Let's say I trade Hong Kong shares, it will be in the Hong Kong dollar. They will not be automatically changed to base currency. I assume your base currency is Ringgit Malaysia. It won't. You need to instruct us to do the conversion for you. Yeah, it won't
Okay,
be automatically.
okay. So that means if I put my capital, let's say in ringgit, right? And if I want to buy, let's say, a US share, then do I need to send an instruction, or automatically it will convert to buy the US share?
We use a reference rate. So let's say a client put in a sum of money in ringgit into our local client segregated account. We will use the money times a reference rate so that you can trade the US shares. However, there is no real forex transaction take place. So that means your money still remain in ringgit, but let's say the trade is gain, so you will receive the profit in USD. So it's actually your ringgit times a reference rate. So there will be no real forex transaction take place at first until the client instructs us to do so.
Oh, okay. So that means if let's say let me just get this right. Like for example, if let's say I have 100,000, maybe 100,000 is very small in the US, right? Okay, like 10,000 ringgit, right? 10,000 ringgit, and let's say I buy 5,000 ringgit worth of US stocks.
Okay.
And so I buy already, and then I sell that 5,000. Maybe I make some money or lose some money, and then I get back, right? So I already sold the US shares, and then the cash I will receive back is the US dollar, right?
Yes.
So in my account, when I see my account, do I see that the cash now I have is 5,000 ringgit balance because I don't use the 5,000 ringgit yet, and also let's say another 5,000 US dollars, or is it consolidated?
Actually, it is consolidated, but however, they will be differentiated into your base currency. Let's say your 5,000 that are untouched, and the 5,000 that is your profit, but your profit is in USD, so you can always convert it back to your base currency, which is a ringgit, when you want to do withdrawal that time. Or let's say I would like to spend the money for my families. Yeah. So basically, this is how it works.
Okay. So that means I have like 5,000, let's say like 5,000 US dollars and 5,000 ringgit.
In short, is you will have a different tabong lah. This one is for my ringgit tabong. This one is for my US tabong. So your funds will be put segregated into, okay, this one is for my ringgit tabong. Unless I would like to take the money out, so I need to do the conversion from my US tabong to ringgit. So then then that time we will only do the conversion. Then this time it will involve the real forex currency transaction.
So that means okay, now I have two tabong, right? Like you see, you have two tabong, and if let's say I decided to buy Hong Kong shares now, do I choose which tabong to use?
Yes, actually, you in this case, because let's say you do not have an open position, this all tabong is all your money. So you can change the reference rate to Hong Kong dollar. Then of course, that time you can trade Hong Kong share as well. Right. The same case when you use the ringgit to trade US shares, US shares CFDs.
Okay, so that's about the accounts. Okay, now Julius is asking, are there any trailing stop loss order? Trailing stop.
Yes, is available on our trading platform. Yes, definitely.
Right. Okay. Wilson is asking, how does stop limit order work if you have overnight position and the market opens below your stop loss price and below your limit? What will happen?
Okay, let me digest the question first. Okay, how does a stop loss limit order if you have overnight position and the market open below your stop loss? Okay, I assume you will have you buy a shares, you already bought the shares, then you will have a sell stop. Let's say the market jump even lower than your stop loss price, the stop loss order should change the price to limit. So you will queue to sell at the limit price. So let's say this is the risk that I mentioned just now, the capping risk. Yes, you will definitely will encounter this because US, especially US and Hong Kong stock, there are a lot of capping risk, capping during the trading hours. Yeah.
All right. There's actually a question by Rasmawi asking, is CGS-CIMB any relation to CIMB Investment Bank? Because I think you don't know that that's the joint venture CGS.
Oh, yes, yes. Let me explain to Mr. Rasmari. Actually, we are joint venture between CGS, actually, China Galaxy Securities, and CIMB Investment Bank. So both of them hold 50% each in CGS-CIMB Futures. I hope this answer your question. Actually, yes, can say so. Actually, CIMB Investment Bank hold 50% of our shares together with CGS China Galaxy Securities that are listed in Hong Kong.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Katie Quay is asking, is there a difference in terms of commission, interest charge, and products offered by, let's say, CGS-CIMB Malaysia versus CGS-CIMB Singapore? Are there difference?
This is a very good question. I never compared it before. So I will get back to you this regarding this. I can't to be so sure about this. Yeah,
Okay.
because previously I'm more focused on CGS-CIMB Malaysia and not so on the Singapore side. I'm so sorry. KY call. I'm so sorry about that.
Maybe Quay, you can actually you can forward this question to the contact that Derek provided earlier, right? The support so that they can answer you.
Yeah. I'm so sorry because this one I really know. I didn't do the comparison, so I can't answer you right now.
Okay. Wilson is asking, is it only profit that is kept in foreign currency? But what about losses?
Okay, let's say you have losses, you will have a deficit. Okay, I use back the example from Mr. Yap just now. Let's say you have a losses because you did not, you put in the initial deposit as in ringgit. So you will have a deficit in USD, I'll not say USD, in the foreign currency. You will have a deficit in the foreign currency. So you can always use the ringgit to do a forex currency transaction to cover the deficit in the forex currency. Yeah. So actually, basically, they work the same. Just one is positive, so that means you get the money. If let's say you have a losses, you need to cover the losses using your base currency, which is normally for investor in Malaysia is the ringgit Malaysia.
All right. Okay, coming back to the index again, because there's also a question about it. Like, for example, because you talk about lot when you trade the index. For example, let's say to make it easier, let's say S&P is 3,000 points, right? Just to make it easier, 3,000 points. So that means if I'm going to buy S&P, what's the minimum size?
Okay. For this one, you can trade. The contract side actually you can trade. Depends on actually one contract is equivalent to almost equivalent to one lot of futures contract. Actually, you can use it as I would like to trade one contract in futures. Yes, I can. Then I will trade one lot of CFD. I think this should make it simpler. Let's say I would like to trade one lot of futures, then I can trade one lot of CFD, index CFDs. I mean, almost 1-to-1.
Oh, so that means if S&P is 3,000 points, for example, right? 3,000 points. So what would the value be?
You mean nominal value or?
Yeah, the value, because if let's say I have $1,000 I want to buy one. I want to try to invest in or buy a CFD, S&P CFD. So with let's say with $10,000, how much of S&P can I buy?
Okay, This one is actually is a 5%. A 5%. So the contract value is the quantity of CFD contract times the price. So it's actually it's a 5% margin of the nominal value.
So it's 20 times lah, right? So if I have 10,000, if I have $10,000, you multiply by that 20 times. It's like basically that means I can buy 200,000 worth of S&P 500 index.
Yes.
Basically, okay, so it's not like futures, right? Because futures is like fixed per contract size.
So you need to use because you are right. The safety is based on contract value. Yes, you are right. Yes, value.
Okay, awesome. Now, okay, I'm going to let you rest for a while, Derek. If there are any more questions later, I'll put it up. But that's all the questions for now. So guys, this is the moment that we are waiting for. We are basically going to share with you what is this CFD campaign all about. All right. And I guess that and this is an opportunity for you guys to also participate. Okay, so I'm just going to share my slides and explain to you what is this campaign all about. Hold on, yeah. Okay, there you go. All right, so basically our CFD trading campaign is actually brought to you by EquitiesTracker, and we are partnering with CGS-CIMB Futures to bring this campaign to you. All right, what is this campaign all about? And if you have read our synopsis earlier, there's actually two parts to this campaign. The first one is a CFD trading mentorship. Right, today is basically an introduction. Derek has already mentioned to us or shared with us what CFD is all about, how it works, and so on. But of course, that's not enough, and that's the reason why we're going to have 6 sessions online mentorship to trade CFDs, to understand CFDs first, right, and then to how you can invest and trade CFDs. And Alvin and I is the one who's going to conduct the mentorship. So there'll be 6 sessions. Okay, I'm gonna share with you when is this going to be starting. All right. So this is what is going to be provided, and of course this is being partnered with CGS-CIMB. They are basically sponsoring this trading mentorship. All right. Now another thing that we have is a trading campaign which starts from 16th of November until the 31st of January 2021. Explain why 16th November. Okay. Now to participate in this campaign, okay, and this is a real trading account campaign, right? Not demo, not you need to have a feel. Okay, but what we want to do is, because we don't want you to risk all your money, okay, we have a special sponsorship which is gonna be, I'm gonna share with you in a short while. But in order to participate in this campaign, you need to have a minimum of 4,000 ringgit deposit into your account. All right, a minimum 4,000, which is real money. That means once you open an account with CGS-CIMB Futures, and that's one of the criteria, you need to put a minimum of 4,000 ringgit. Now, if you want to put more, it's up to you. All right. So 4,000 ringgit, that's the minimum. Yeah. Now, this is where the sponsorship comes in. Okay, during this period, which is from 16 November until the 31st of January, and let's say you already trade, right, in that account that you have opened, and if you make money, all right, if you make money from that whole campaign until 21st of January, the money is yours because the accounts is yours. Okay, now this is the best part, right? Now, what happens if during that period until the 31st of January, at the end of 31st of January 2021, and you lose, let's say, 1,000 ringgit. Okay, if you lose 1,000 ringgit, in this campaign, you will be reimbursed back with 1,000 ringgit. Okay, the money will be credited back to your account, 1,000 ringgit. Okay, and it's up to 2,000 ringgit. That means if you lose 2,000 ringgit, okay, 2,000 ringgit will be reimbursed back to you after 31st of January. Okay, but if you lose, let's say 10,000 ringgit, then maximum also be reimbursed to you 2,000 ringgit lah. All right. So this is where you can actually play around. I mean, I can try and play around with the CFD platform, and for you to trade and have a feel of what CFD is all about and what the steroid on the money that I mentioned about, right? So that's the reason why, in order to minimize your risk in this campaign, we are providing this 2,000 ringgit sponsorship if you made losses, all right? But if you make money, then the money is all yours, Okay, so this is what the campaign is all about. So you get the mentorship because even if you do not know how to do it or when to do it, like I mentioned, we're going to start our mentorship on the 16th of November, and that's where we're going to come in and we're going to share with you how you know what the mechanisms of CFD trading, how you can invest and trade in CFDs. All right, and we're going to have 6 sessions. All right. So this is the requirement. Okay, number 1, you need to have the minimum 4,000 ringgit I just mentioned. Okay, number 2, because you guys are EquitiesTracker subscribers, okay, you have to be or you must be an EquitiesTracker subscriber. We give priority to EquitiesTracker subscriber. Okay, whether you are subscribing to our Genius package or whether you have attended any of our courses, right? You are considered as an EquitiesTracker member. Okay, so that's 1. Number 2, you also have to be a client of CGS-CIMB Futures. All right. Now, if you don't have an account with CGS-CIMB Futures, it's okay. You can open an account, and I'm just going to share with you how you can open an account later on. Or if you already have a CGS-CIMB Futures account, then of course you can always, open a CFD account, okay, under CGS-CIMB Futures. Okay, all you need to do is just contact CGS-CIMB Futures. All right. Now, Derek has mentioned also there's a requirement of a sophisticated investor. All right. So generally, the requirement for sophisticated investor is basically you either have a 3 million ringgit or $3 million net assets, all right, or you have a 300,000 ringgit annual income, or if you have 400,000 ringgit combined income with your spouse. All right. This is the requirement. Okay, to actually qualify you as a sophisticated investor. Okay, but during this campaign, I know some of you probably do not want to declare and so on and so forth. What you can do is you can actually do a self-declaration. Right, there's actually a form that you need to fill up, and it's going to be vetted through by CGS-CIMB Futures. And if they are okay with your declaration that you meet the requirements of a sophisticated investor, then you can start opening an account and trade. All right, so it's not that you don't need to provide documents unless you are asked to lah. All right, maybe if you are too suspicious, then maybe they want to ask you for documents. But other than that, they try to make it easy for you to open an account. So therefore, you have to make your own self-declaration. All right. So this is how you can participate. Okay, only 20 participants will be selected in this campaign because we are sponsoring 2,000 ringgit each. All right. So if everybody lose money, that means the money have to reimburse 40,000 ringgit. And hopefully after the mentorship, you are able to make money from trading the CFDs lah. All right. So only 20 participants will be selected, and of course this will be under EquitiesTracker and CGS-CIMB Futures. We are the ones who's going to do the last selection. All right. You have to fill up this form. So all you need to do is to go to this link. It's a Google form. bit.ly/ETCFD. All right. So bit.ly/ETCFD. Our colleagues will put the link on the comment section so that you can click and immediately answer a few questions. And then once you have finished answering the questions, we will reply to you by end of this week, which is end of this Friday, whether you'll be selected or not. And only shortlisted candidates will be notified. That means by end of this Friday, if you don't receive a news or an email or a confirmation from us, that means you are not selected. Okay. For those who are being selected, we will get in touch with you. All right. So remember, only 20 participants. So if you are interested, just fill up that form that we provided, bit.ly/ETCFD. Okay. So this is a timeline basically that we have for this campaign. This whole week it will be the recruitment drive. Okay. So we will also extend this to all our clients, to all our subscribers, even though they are not here online. Okay, and in this session, but we will also extend this invitation to them. Okay, so until the 31st of October, we will decide by 31st of October who's going to be the 20 participants. Okay, and after that, once you are basically selected, then the following week is about opening of accounts. Okay, if you do not have a CGS-CIMB accounts, this is where you need to fill up the form and account opening form and the self-declaration form for sophisticated investors and whatnot. And then once your account is open, it's going to probably take about 1 or 2 weeks, depending on CGS-CIMB, right? So normally it's about 1 week or 2 weeks, lah. Okay, and then once your account is open, you start to fund, all right, minimum of 4,000 ringgit, and then you are ready. Okay, so that's the reason why our campaign, the trading campaign, only going to start on the 16th of November. All right. So the last day to fund your account will be on the 15th of November, which is one day before. All right. And I know 15th November is a Sunday, but that means before that Sunday. All right. But the mentorship is going to start on the 10th of November, because once you are selected, the 20 will be selected by end of this week. You already know that you are selected, and then you are able to come to join the mentorship, which starts on 10th of November. All right. It's on a Tuesday. Okay. The following Tuesday. Next week is the 3rd, and then the following week is the 10th. So we're going to start the mentorship on the 10th. Okay. So 16, like I said, the campaign starts. That means you can start trading in the campaign. The campaign is from 16th to 31st of January. This is where we're going to cover that 2,000 ringgit loss if you have. All right. If you trade before 16th of November and you lose money, it's not going to be counted. All right. It has to start from 16th of November until 31st of January. Okay. So end of 31st of January, then we'll take a look at your accounts. If you make money, like I said earlier, you keep the money. And if you lose any money, we will reimburse with a maximum of 2,000 ringgit. All right. So this will be a best opportunity for you guys to try CFD trading. Okay, because 2,000 ringgit is there for you in case you lose that money. Okay. So once again, just go to bit.ly/ETCFD. Okay. I think I also want to participate lah.
Jenny, you are welcome. Just participate. But I think you are not qualified, because you are the EquitiesTrackers directors, I think.
Cannot lah. Okay, then I use a proxy.
You are from EquitiesTrackers.
Okay, Sri is asking. Maybe we can look at a few more questions before we end this session, right? Sri is asking, I already have a CIMB equity account. Do I qualify or not?
Okay, this still depends on whether Mr. Sri Kumar, you meet the criteria of sophisticated investor or not. Actually, they are different, so you still need to open an account with CGS-CIMB Futures. Yeah, hope this answer your question.
Yep.
Yeah, you still need to open an account.
All right. Okay. Let me see. Rasmawi is asking, can trade using smartphone? I mean, the platform that you provide.
Currently, because for the stability of the execution, so right now it's only through the web-based. Actually, so the app is not there yet, but for the steadiness of the execution, so we prefer use the web-based, which is the IRES Viewpoint. The platform, the name of the platform is a web-based. So you get the link. You just open. You can copy the paste the link on Chrome, Firefox, or internet browser. You can just trade already. Actually.
Oh, so you just have to open your browser and your handphone. Yeah. You can start. You are using it lah.
Yes, but for better experience, we recommend use a proper screen because in trading you need a lot of descriptions, bid ask, everything. So I mean the column, like you need a lot of columns. So it's best to use on a proper screen.
Right. Okay, actually there's another question from Rasmawi as well. Earlier, I missed that question.
Okay,
I think he asked whether is the account is Sharia compliant.
Sharia compliance. Actually, because okay, I answer this based on my understanding. This account depends on the shares that you trade. Actually, this is a tough question, I can say, but for my understanding, this depends on the shares that you are trade. So you might need to do some studies on the shares that you wish to trade, since we already have the list on our website. So you can go through the list and you can highlight the selected which are Sharia compliance.
Yeah, I mean, because if you buy the share, if it's Sharia compliant, then it's Sharia compliant, right?
Yes.
But the CFD platform, because the CFD, I think this one you really have to ask the Sharia council, because I don't know whether leverage products are considered Sharia product or not.
Yeah, true. That's why I also understand. I also answer this question on my personal view. It's not from my company. Just a personal view.
Okay. So I think you have to go further details if you want. It's better to go and ask Securities
Yeah, you can
Commission.
always email us. You
guideline
can
there.
always email us.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Let me see.
Any more questions?
Yeah. Basically, Quay is asking, should I fulfill all requirements first, then only fill the form? Now you can actually fill the form first because we'll be asking you that questions there, right?
Yes,
You can
yes.
try lah. Okay, you can
You
try.
can
try.
fill up the form first. No problem. Just fill up the
Yeah,
form
just
first.
fill out the form first. We'll get in touch with you if we need any more clarification lah. So
Yeah.
don't worry about that.
Don't worry about that.
That's the thing, right? As long as you think you're qualified, and most importantly, like what Derek said, you have traded at least futures before. Maybe you have tried leverage product before. If you have traded futures contracts before, you are already qualified, in my opinion, right?
Yeah, this I also agree.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Quay. Quay is asking, will the mentorship will always be on Tuesday? Yeah, the mentorship is going to be on Tuesdays, but the dates are not fixed. All right, so we will only mention the next date for the mentorship program after every session. That means on the 10th of November, when we first one, that is confirmed. All right, on the 10th of November, and then the following one we will let you know when. All right, but it will be on Tuesdays. Okay. Okay, KP Chin is asking, I already have a futures account with CGS-CIMB Futures. Do I need to separate and open a separate CFD account?
Yes, the answer is yes. You still need to open a CFD trading accounts. Actually, CMB iClick platform and IREX Viewpoint is a totally two different platform. So you still need to get the link and the ID and password as well. So they are totally different. So not the same. You won't be able to trade using the existing CMB iClick. I know everyone loves iClick, but that's for CFD trading, that's not possible.
All right.
Okay.
Also, I think that's all the questions we have today. So guys, if you're interested in this campaign, right, again, please do fill up that form. And if our clients who are not here today, we will basically extend this to them as well. All right. So yes, thank you so much, Derek, for joining us.
Okay, thank you, Benny. Thank you.
See you again in the future. And hopefully this campaign will be a successful one where all these participants will be able to make the money in the next 2 months.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Happy tradings, everyone. So please keep your profit. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, and see you guys again. Have a good evening.
Bye-bye. Have a